This is the Matt Wallen Show, and we will be joined in a little bit by the boys. Coming in at 12:30, at least Bradley J-Rowe with the Sports Vista will be joining us, or the Vista. He's the sports editor, along with Ike Wilcons should be in here any moment now. Just a great weekend of sports. I hope everyone had a good weekend and enjoyed being able to sit down and just watch some of that amazing action this weekend. It really was two totally different football games if you actually think about it. We'll be sure to have, when the guys come in, we'll talk about it real quick. But for the time being, let's just jump right into it right off the back. You had New England going to Denver in matchup 17 of Brady versus Manning. And, a lot of people understand that this was more than likely the last time the two great quarterbacks will ever face each other. I mean, it's just a fact. Manning's getting older. Brady's getting older. I don't think people really understand how old Brady has really got over the years, and I really think it started to show it towards the end of that game. The hits just seemed to pile up against Tom Brady in that game. And you got to give the Denver defense credit. They had a great game plan. They were going to hit him, and they were able to do it. That New England offensive line is not what it used to be. And Brady wasn't able to get out of the way. But give them credit. They came back. Yeah, they missed a field goal. They didn't attempt a field goal. They had multiple chances to take a field goal, but they tried to go for it in the fourth. Interesting coaching there by Belichick. But once again, can you really argue with a man that has that many Super Bowl rings? I don't think you can. But at the end of the day, it kind of cost him. Another thing that cost him, that extra point, that PAT. It's supposed to be a gimme, isn't it? Belichick had been talking about how he wanted it extended. He wanted it further back. That one came back to bite him, didn't it? Just some things to think about. Just continuing on that, we have some interesting stats. But let's talk about both the games first before we get to the stats, I guess. If you look at it from a stat perspective, Tom Brady, 27 for 56, 310 yards, was averaging 5.5 yards a completion, I'm guessing. Sacked 4 times. Wow. It seems like when we think of Tom Brady, he's being protected. He has time. The ball is coming out of his hand super quick. That's the reason he's not getting touched. Is the ball is getting out of his hands super quick, especially when you have people like Edelman and Gronk on the field. He had both of them. Both of them did all right. Gronk tore it up. 8 receptions, 144 yards, and that touchdown with 12 seconds left in the game. Oh, my Lanta. Brady just threw it up. Gronk tight-roped the back of the line in the end zone, got both feet in, didn't step out of bounds. Aerobatic, to say the least. But at the end of the day, it was the Denver defense that stood strong. If you look at Manning on the night, 17 for 32, 176, 2 touchdowns. It's a good night. We'll take it. Is it Peyton Manning of old? No, not even close. But he's getting older. Peyton Manning is about to ride off into the sunset, folks. In 2 weeks, well, it's not even a full 2 weeks, it will be the last time you see Peyton Manning playing professional football. Probably the last time you'll see him play football, period, unless he throws the ball around with his son. By the way, if anyone saw the photo of his son with him at the press conference, absolutely precious. He's sitting back there. He's hiding behind his dad. It's really become a trend of late, taking your kids to the press conference afterwards and all that. Really done right there by Brady. Just a lot of things that went the Broncos' way, but they were able to stop Brady. That was a huge thing. Rushing attack, New England doesn't have a rushing attack. Who do you think the leading rusher was for New England? They had a total of 44 yards on the ground. Leading rushers, Tom Brady. Not a good night at the office, folks. But they had their chances. They still had their chances. And that is why they were a good football team. Why they are a good football team. New England has its chances. A great team, though, would have made them count. And it's time Tom Brady is going to have owned the streak against Manning 11-6. 17 matches. 11-6. That's crazy. But I want you to think about this. Between the two quarterbacks, in my mind, two of the greatest quarterbacks to play the game, Brady has won 4 Super Bowls. Manning has won 1. He has a chance to win another one. But they have appeared. Brady has appeared in 6. And after Super Bowl 50, Manning will have appeared in 4. That is 10 Super Bowls combined by the two teams. It is 2 amazing quarterbacks that just know how to play the game. It's just extremely impressive. We're being joined right now by Ike. Ike, it's good to see you. Thanks for finally showing up to the show. Yeah, we're live.
Hello.
Hello, Ed. Good to see you. What'd you think last night? We'll jump right into it.
About
Manning, Brady, round 17.
Manning, Brady was awesome. It was just what I expected, down to the wire. I loved every single minute of it. Obviously, Tom did what he could, and Peyton prevailed. It was awesome.
At the end of the day, it seemed like the Denver defense was the real storyline.
Oh, yeah.
As much as you wanted to make, it is round 17, Manning, Brady. They're just older quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Manning does not have anything left. He is giving all that he had. The most impressive play for me is when he ran for third down and picked it up.
Oh, man. The run was awesome. But like you said, the defense, I really do believe that the defense, where everybody on that defensive line and stuff, they played great. And, a couple of weeks when they played the Panthers, I kind of want to see how they do against Cam Newton, man.
Cam Newton is a totally different animal, though.
Is he a different animal?
He is.
I do feel like Cam Newton has been the superior ever since he was in college. Like, we're seeing typical Cam Newton, man. He is dominant.
But I'm saying he's a different animal than Brady.
Oh yeah, of course. Oh yeah, a little bit more athletic. Brady wins.
We just went over the stat. Okay. The two combined, both Manning and Brady, after the Super Bowl will have been to the Super Bowl 10 times. That's crazy. And if let's see, Brady has won 4, Manning's won 1.
Yeah,
that is just downright unbelievable. 2 of the best quarterbacks, I think, to possibly have played the game.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm happy that I got to witness 2 of the greatest quarterbacks of our generation. People like to talk about Elway and all those guys back then, but I'm like, oh my goodness, we've witnessed history with Peyton and Tom. Over these last decades, yeah.
And it came down to, at the end, I really thought that the Patriots were going to tie it up on the 2-point conversion.
Oh yeah.
I really did. And Gronk was open in the end zone on that corner route.
Gronk's
it was
awesome.
Probably he was more open on that route than he was on the touchdown route.
I was so I was nervous for him because I'm gonna be honest, I kind of wanted Tom to win. It's just another, adding to this storyline from this year with the deflate gate and all this stuff. He just prevailed, and I wanted them to go out.
That would have been an interesting story. Either team that won that would have been an interesting storyline. Because if the AFC team would have won, the storyline would have been, oh, well, Manning's now riding off into the sunset with the Lombardi Trophy. Exactly. Elway's looking down from his press box saying, go forward, my son. Enjoy it. And then we have, if Brady would have won, could you imagine him, the owner, all up there as Goodell's handing them the trophy?
Exactly.
Who would have said something? You know who would have said something? Gronk. They would not have said anything, but Gronk would have piped in with a comment, a little jab right there.
Gronk is hilarious at times. He can be a handful at sometimes. Yeah,
he can. Well, we'll take a quick break, then we're going to break down the NFC. Ike Wilcox is joining us. You're listening to the Matt Wallen Show on 99.3 U Central Radio.
KZUC LP Edmond.
Your station, 99.3.
Celebrating 125 years of excellence at UCO.
We play the best music.
Can't get it anywhere else.
UCO's best mix.
U Central Radio.
And welcome back, folks. Ike and I were just sitting here talking. Brad's joining us real quick in a second. Ike, how was your weekend, man? There were a lot of good things on.
Weekend was awesome. Watch sports, of course. Sunday was awesome. All the football. Watched the Thunder play. And
We'll get to that. Are you blaming the snow?
I'm blaming it. Like, why are we up there when it's we got New York, the Knicks Tuesday, and it was just it's weird. Like, why do we have to be up there?
Why do we have to be up there? That didn't stop the Celtics from taking care of business.
Right? Yeah. So
didn't stop from Lopez going off last night. We'll get to it.
Yeah.
And you know what I can't wait for tonight?
What's that?
And I'm going to kind of rant about this a little bit.
What's that?
Someone dropped the ball. Golden State, San Antonio tonight.
Yes, sir.
On NBA TV. Who dropped the ball and let that go just fall through the cracks? Hey, ESPN, we don't want it. I understand, who is it? TNT's not on Monday nights.
Yeah.
But we're going to have some big Monday games tonight. I don't even know who plays on Big Monday tonight. We'll look it up.
Yeah.
But the top two teams in the West, 9:30 NBA TV. I hope you have a subscription.
Yeah, exactly.
It should be a good game.
Yeah, but I'm excited for it. Tim isn't playing. That's okay. Kawhi Leonard. He is
all-star.
One of the best players in the league, one of the best players in the world.
Definitely underrated.
Oh, yeah. People need to literally look into this guy because he is really, really good. Really great defender, really great scorer.
We'll get to that later on. We're going to talk about Cleveland. Blatt.
Yeah. If you think that, LeBron didn't have anything to do with it,
you're crazy.
Yeah,
you are. It definitely happened.
So.
But let's move right back to football real quick, and we'll talk about what happened this weekend. Last weekend, Carolina was playing Seattle. We're up 24-0 at halftime.
Yes.
And then they came all the way back.
Basically
kind of what I was afraid was going to happen. At halftime, it was 24-7. Arizona had a chance right before half to score after an interception by Patrick Peterson.
Yeah.
And they just couldn't get it done. Arizona had possibly the worst night I have ever seen. And I'm going to take it one step further. Carson Palmer had the worst night. I just feel for him.
How many interceptions was it? 4?
4 interceptions.
Yeah.
2 fumble losses.
Yes.
6 turnovers.
They were a turnover machine last night. It was oh my God, I couldn't watch.
Doesn't that just hurt your soul?
Yeah, because I think Carson and Larry, all those guys are great guys, and this is a great team and a great organization. And to just see them fall like that, I wanted a good game like earlier with the Patriots and the Broncos. That's what I wanted. I wanted
it too. I thought we were going to get it, but then Carolina.
Yeah.
Man, this is a good football team.
Cam Newton is MVP.
MVP in your mind?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
No doubt. Like, what does he have to do? Like, I know people are on this rant that he celebrates and but he's an actually good guy too. He's a poster child. Why couldn't he be an MVP? For the NFL. I mean, he's a great guy, great player.
I think Cam is hands down one of the best people in the leagues.
Oh yeah.
I don't know him personally, but from what I've heard.
What I see too, like in the day and age of technology, we see athletes 24/7. We see exactly what they do, how they conduct themselves on and off the court, and I see what he does on and off the court. It was just like the whole Thanksgiving thing when he was feeding all those kids and stuff. It was just great stuff.
He, Charles Barkley once said, "I'm not a role model." Cam Newton, I think, would be a role model, especially something little kids to look forward or look up to. And if you think about it, why wouldn't you if he's saying you have football?
Oh yeah. I like that. Listen, the whole celebratory thing. People loved it when Miami did it back in the the late '80s.
The U.
Yeah, people were celebrating.
We're not even gonna start on football. The rules, it's just unbelievable. We can't celebrate. We can't have fun.
It's oh my goodness. It's whatever. But I feel like when he does that it brings another excitement to the game. I know for a fact that I have a couple friends who don't like football, but like to watch the Carolina Panthers and like to watch Cam Newton just to see him dance, just to see him his greatness and stuff. Yeah, so that's getting viewers right there. Just the touchdown celebrations. I believe. So
the argument I keep hearing is that the giving the football to kids is staged. It's for TV. What are your thoughts on it?
If it's staged, then at least a kid is going home with a football. If I was I would want a football. I'm 21 years old. I want a football. I don't care if it's staged or
Do
not.
not give me the football. Hey, that was the NFC Championship football.
Yeah.
I'm holding on to it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's whatever. In baseball, if the outfielder gets a good catch, he'll toss it up.
Yeah.
It's fine. He's not doing anything wrong, bad in the image of negative. Is he?
I don't think he is.
If he is, then I'm wrong. But I just feel like he's not doing anything negative. What
I really enjoyed last night was they had that whole scuffle.
Yeah,
the whole team was going, and he's just in the end zone. Okay,
yeah.
I don't need to do this.
That?
Yes, I would rather see that than that.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless it's in hockey. Then I want him to knock him out, because that's why we go to hockey matches anyway.
But yes, you would rather see a little celebratory dance instead of actually fighting,
Mm-hmm. Well, Cam Newton was 19 for 28 on the night.
Great game.
Yeah, great game. 335 yards.
Oh yeah.
2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Only sacked once.
Yeah.
Let's see. Running though. Cam, 47 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns.
Multiple touchdowns on the ground.
Yeah.
How's Denver going to stop him?
They got a handful, but Denver is a great team. Denver's defense is a great defense. I do think that it should be a good game, but and I'm not picking. I'm not picking yet. I'm gonna wait until the end of the week, really, until I kind of personally say who I think would win this year's Super Bowl.
Don't worry, we don't need a pick just yet. Next Wednesday, actually, I'll need it Monday because the boys have decided to ditch their leader to go do other stuff on Wednesday. I'll have National Signing Day by myself. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you. Brad is now kind enough to join us. Brad, how was your weekend?
It was great. Did you guys have a good one?
It really was. We missed you, both of you, at the start of the show. Brad had a sports editor type. I don't know. The paper needed him.
Real important, big time stuff.
I'm glad to know that that's more important than coming on and being on my radio show.
Well, I'm doing you a favor coming on the Matt Wallen show.
Thank you.
You and your ego, you had to call it the Matt Wallen show.
You have your paper, I have my show. I did. Hey, luckily, I didn't try to make you like Dan Patrick. I didn't make you a Mattette. I just call you all the boys.
The boys. I'm 21 years old. And I'm a boy. Really?
If I called y'all my men, it sounds wrong, folks.
Well, I'm with you there, but
Matt Wallen and the real deal. Ike and Brad.
You all want to be the real deal now.
I actually like that a lot.
I'll work in getting that in the fine writing right there. Welcome to the Matt Wallen Show with the real deals.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Okay. We'll work. We'll have production get on that, getting an intro going. Brad, what did you think about football though this weekend?
Well, I'm not one of those people who's going to be ashamed. I did pick both the Patriots and the Cardinals, so I was almost there.
Rough weekend.
I mean, I actually had a bet with a friend of mine. He bet on the Panthers, I bet on the Cardinals, and whoever whose team lost has to eat the hottest wings that we can find. So did you steal this from a different show? No, we had done this before.
Okay.
He told me a while back that the Dolphins were gonna, be amazing, and I was like, yeah, right, it's the Dolphins.
Whoa! Weren't they your underdog though to start the season?
No.
I recall. I will text Beeman up later. Last semester on the shoot, you said, "Man, Miami, they're my underdog this season."
Okay.
Philbin gets fired, and then you're like, they can turn this around still.
Well, this was a few years ago.
Oh, okay.
Not this year's team, but. I got him on that bet once, but he's got me back. But it's all right. I'll be okay.
What kind of hot wings are you going to get him?
I don't know. Just the hottest we can find, but I might sneak some lemons or something in my pocket. I think, doesn't that help? Doesn't that help, like lemon juice with spicy stuff? I might sneak some.
I always thought it was milk.
Is it milk or is it lemon juice? I don't know.
We'll look it up.
I need to do some research on the internet, but I might sneak some. Might put in a little thing, spray in my mouth so I don't die, but it's fine. But anyway, back.
What'd you think about round 17?
Round 17.
Brady, Manning.
Oh, here's my thing, though. As far as Brady, Manning, we want to make it about that because, it's who they are. But
sells tickets.
Yeah, it sells tickets. But for me, it was just all about the defense for the Broncos. That's probably what you guys were talking about when I came in. But, the defense, I think they hit Brady 30 times or something. I saw a graphic tweeted out somewhere. But whereas he got hit an average of 10 times in every game this year, so that's incredible. My man DeMarcus Ware, former Cowboy, I'm happy for him, but I'm just man, I wish he was in a Dallas uniform. Yeah, I wish he was in.
Did you think about him and Hardy?
Man, yeah, but we had to pay Brandon Carr and other guys who can't cover anybody, so that's all right. But anyway, not to get on that, but yeah, I thought the Broncos defense was really impressive. I felt bad for Gostkowski missing that PAT because he's been so good, for so long, and just to miss that in the biggest game. I mean, he has a Super Bowl ring, so he'll be okay. But, I felt bad for him in that moment.
It's happened twice now. Twice.
Yeah.
Twice. I don't understand what's going on with these guys.
It's just rough.
The pressure.
But
I guess.
Belichick wanted it moved back. That was the greatest thing of all. Yeah. If it isn't one thing, it's another. Okay, you had the Patriots winning. Is it because you thought they were a better team, Brad, or is it because you wanted to see at the end of the year Goodell have to hand Brady and Bob Kraft the Lombardi Trophy?
I think it was a little bit of that, what you just said, because I'm not even a Patriots fan, but I just think that would be hilarious.
Would that not have just summed up the season?
That would have been the best. And you'll notice, Goodell, you haven't seen. He's quiet as a church mouse. You haven't seen him anywhere. Usually they'll be like, oh, here's Roger Goodell in the press box, or, oh, here he is on the field. I haven't seen him since, April. This dude is AWOL. So that would have been hilarious, to see, this sheepish look on his face, having to give Brady and then the trophy after all that stuff about Deflategate. That would have been hilarious.
I asked Ike this earlier, though, Brad. Does anyone say anything to him about it? Because I don't think that it would be Bob Kraft or Brady. I made the comment. I think I could see Gronk saying something, making a comment.
Gronk, I could definitely see, maybe he makes a comment even through all the adversity, we never were deflated, or making a funny little pun or something. I think there's a few guys on that team who would have something to say about it.
I agree 100% with you. We'll take a quick break, then we'll be back. When we come back, Thunder lost last night. That was just depressing, to say the least. Things also the big game tonight. Man, we talked about it a little bit. Golden State,
San Antonio.
San Antonio, best two teams in the West. Best two teams in the NBA?
In the NBA.
Yeah, okay. Well, Cleveland has a brand new coach, and they were number one team in the East. We'll talk about that, too. It is 12:31. You're listening to the Matt Wallen Show. Stay with us. And welcome back to the show. We're joined here with, what did y'all want to be called again? I can't remember.
The real deal.
The real deal.
Ike and Brad, the real deal.
I can just see the promo right now, thinking of this all through, what we can do with this. But anyway, okay, before we talk basketball, sports trivia question for y'all today. Cam Newton is looking to become just the third primary quarterback to win a college national championship and a Super Bowl. Name the other two. I'll give y'all to the end of this little block to figure it out.
Okay, to win. Say it again.
Okay, think about this. Cam Newton is looking to become just the third primary quarterback to win a college national championship and a Super Bowl.
Interesting.
Ike's over there looking it up right now.
I gotta.
He is cheating. Okay.
That's hilarious.
Okay,
I gotta think about it.
Let's talk about the Thunder real quick, because that last night was...
That was ugly for a lot of reasons.
It was. I know you have the they were trapped inside the hotel for 32 hours.
Yes.
Something like that. Here's the thing, though. The Nets are 12-33. They
Yes,
fired
sir.
Hollins.
Mm-hmm.
They fired their GM. And they beat an Oklahoma City team that had Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook on the court last night. I understand Steven Adams did not play.
Right.
But should the Thunder still not have been victorious last night?
They had every reason to win that game. Scoring wasn't the problem. They scored 106 points.
Defense is the problem.
The Nets scored 116. That's ridiculous. They should score against this Thunder team less than 100, especially when you have Serge Ibaka and all those guys. I know Adams was out, but you can't just get so soft just because Adams is out. I mean, I turned on the game and they were just getting beat on the boards. They just looked sluggish. Maybe it is because they were stuck in the hotel, but they just looked really soft. Ike, what are your thoughts?
Hustle is effort. Plain and simple. Like, playing defense is, I feel like that's something that you shouldn't be, quote unquote, taught. I mean, there's different types of defenses, shell defenses, all that stuff. But, you just play hard, I don't know if it was the snow. I don't know if it was just, they were scared of Lopez. I don't understand what was going on. But, I take it as, and what's his name? Andre. He was injured in the first half, wasn't he? Yeah. And he's our quote-unquote best defender, but,
But he can't score to save his life.
No, it still didn't,
Here's my thing. You were beat every quarter. You tied the third quarter. But besides that, you did not win one quarter of play.
Yeah.
That is unacceptable for this Oklahoma City Thunder team to play against any opponent.
Right.
Not against a team that is 12-33, 8-17 at home.
Exactly.
You need to dominate. You can't be at your top level, I understand, every single game of the season.
Oh, one thing I want to say, a really underrated storyline from this game. Is this the Brook Lopez revenge game against the Thunder? Like, you guys should have
I don't think he wanted to come to Oklahoma City.
You wouldn't, hey, he's going to be playing, for lottery balls the next 3 or 4 years, in fact, they don't even get to keep the picks.
They don't even get to keep the picks. That's the thing. They have no future.
He is stuck in basketball purgatory right now where he's not only not going to make the playoffs, but he's not getting a young talent to come help him. So,
but guess what? That money's worth it, man. That money is worth it on that contract, I bet.
Oh, yeah. 7-game winning streak, though, with the Thunder. It was bound. We get one loss.
It was bound to happen, but at the same time against
the
this
way
team.
It happened. No, it's not this team, because, any team can beat us in the league.
I understand
it's
that.
the way it happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just the way the intensity was throughout the whole game. And like Brad said, we scored, but we didn't defend. We had to play both ways if we want to win, It was just, pathetic. I didn't like the hustle.
Pathetic's a good word to use to describe this performance. All 5 starters had at least 9 points. Play some defense. Man.
Well, and then we got, who's that? Bogdanovich scoring 18 points on, 7
I've never
to 12?
even heard of this guy. Have y'all heard of?
It sounds a little familiar, but you can't let a guy like that score 18 points against you. You just can't do it.
He played 29 minutes off the bench, shot 7 from 12, 4 for 6 from 3. Remember, we're going to stop the 3 ball. That was what was told at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
It's one game. They will rebound. But it just seems like these are the type of things that keep this Oklahoma City Thunder team from being a good team to going to be a great team.
Yeah, a dominant team. You know,
A dominant team.
Yeah,
I like it.
Let's see what they can do against Porzingis, though. I'm kind of, I mean, the Knicks. I feel like we can go in there and we can get the job done. But
How do you feel about Porzingis?
I like him. I love him. I think he's a storyline. That's what I love. Storyline.
Yeah, go ahead. You were talking about this during the break between Brad and I. That's why you love sports.
Oh yeah, I love sport. I wanted Tom Brady to win because of the storyline. You know, the Deflategate, and then overcoming all that to go back to the Super Bowl and hopefully win it.
You wanted that more than Manning riding off into the sunset?
Manning riding off to the sunset? Like
But you wanted Brady more. That's the storyline you wanted more. Okay.
Yeah, I just everything that's happened like over the summer and all that's
What
awesome.
about you, Brad? What storyline? What storyline did more for you?
As for the NFL,
Yeah.
I have to agree that the whole Deflategate thing, is especially because it was just it was blown out completely out of proportion because it was the Patriots. I mean, if it was any other team, it'd be like, whatever. Especially because we have, I think it was Brad Johnson from the Buccaneers saying that they deflated footballs before that Super Bowl. I don't know if you guys heard about that, but it was just so ridiculous. It was such a real non-issue turned into a media spectacle for like 7 months, and it's finally, I think, died out now. But probably because they lost. But if they had won, it would just been fired up again. But it was the same storyline for me.
I got another storyline right here. Super Bowl. If Cam Newton wins, he has won in Division II, national championship.
True statement.
At Auburn, and Super Bowl. He's won at all really 3 divisions of big time football. That's a great storyline. That's kind of why I'm excited to see the Super Bowl. I'm not going to tell you who I want to win.
I have a feeling just from that, I like the storyline, and that's the storyline where I'm
Cam
gonna go.
Newton is awesome. I mean, he is what a character you would create for yourself, like on a video game, right? I mean, I'm going to be 6'5", I'm going to be 250 pounds, all muscle, be able to run, be able to throw far, be able to throw accurately. Oh, and I've won in college twice.
He's a winner.
I'm a Heisman
He's a
winner,
winner.
and I'm a Super Bowl champion at like 24 years old. We'll see. MVP. I mean, he's just like something out of, that
MVP.
like he's the guy that you dream like you want to be like, right?
Okay. And then here's my question for you. Think about it this way. You can choose either one in their prime. Who are you choosing?
Who was that?
Manning or
Or
Cam? Yeah, Cam.
Manning or Cam? Oh man. Oh man.
Right now, I'm going to tell you, I love Peyton Manning, but I'm taking Cam Newton. I think the ceiling, I think what Peyton Dunn has done is absolutely amazing. But at the end of the day, I think Cam is going to take it to a new level. But I can't argue with what's already been done.
Yeah,
Because
that is
Peyton
true.
has already accomplished it.
Yeah, he's accomplished a lot, and I'm not saying, and that's the deal. I'm not saying that he isn't a great, quarterback. He is one of the best quarterbacks of all times. A Super Bowl championship with Indiana, 5 MVPs. Am I correct? I think I'm correct.
Yes,
with that.
5 MVPs.
He's the complete opposite of Kobe. 5 championships, 1 MVP. But yeah, Peyton Manning, he's a great quarterback. But at the end of the day, I love to win, and Brady won. It looks it looks like Cam is on that verge of just being a winner, like Brady, hopefully, so.
Yeah, Cam, I mean, I love that you brought up that point, Ike, about comparing Cam to Brady. I mean, he's doing just what Brady did early in his career. He doesn't have these household names at wide receiver, but he's getting it done. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's Ted Ginn, if it's Devin Funchess, or
Ginn hadn't scored a touchdown before last night since 2008, I think
something
someone
like
said.
that. And then Corey Brown, who had the big one that was like 80 yards, that really broke the game open. I mean, it doesn't matter who it is. It's just like with Brady. He's gonna elevate the guys around him, and that's why he's the MVP unanimously in my mind.
Thank you. And Exactly. He is what LeBron James was with the Heat, Like, that Heat team.
I disagree with that.
That Heat team was good, but I feel like LeBron made it that much better.
Okay. I see what you're saying, but I don't think Cam has as many pieces as LeBron had.
He does not. I understand that. But I'm just saying the way LeBron,
Oh, don't get me wrong. He wills his team.
Yeah.
There is a reason he has been to, I'm trying to think right now, at least, last 5 NBA Finals?
Yeah.
6 out of the last 7, I think. Because the one before Cleveland, then he had the year off, then he left, I think. Okay. I know the last 5 for sure, though.
I think the only other teams to make the finals out of the Eastern Conference, aside from LeBron teams, are like the Celtics and Magic once each. But the other times it was all LeBron teams since 07.
Since Cleveland won it. Since Cleveland won
Orlando lost to Kobe. And Boston, yeah. Yeah,
it was Orlando, wasn't it?
Yeah, Orlando.
With Stan Van Gundy.
That was the first.
Yeah.
That was the first Kobe and Powell team to win the championship, and then they beat the Celtics in 7 games. But oh gosh, I got off track. We're talking about the NFL.
Yeah, we've gone back and forth.
I forgot I was gonna say about. So, but Cam, when we talk about the pieces around him, we tend to just think about the offense, right? But he's got pieces around him on defense too. And the Kuechly and Norman, they're both
Kuechly's second straight game with a pick 6.
Yeah, they're all pros. I mean, they ball out, man. They're good, but for Cam though, I meam, it's a lot easier to take chances, on deep throws and stuff because your defense. No worries, they'll probably just get it back. And that's exactly what happened, right? I mean, he throws Cam Newton, the one bad play he had all night from what I could see, he threw that pick to the safety. And on the very next play, Carson Palmer gets picked off in the end zone. So, it's a lot easier to play better when you got a good defense behind you. Like,
who had a tougher night, though? Carson Palmer or the Carolina Panther fan that fell out of the stands on that pick 6?
Oh, I didn't see this. What happened?
Oh, did you? Oh, yeah. When we do the trending segment at the end of the show, we'll talk about it.
Yeah,
but
he just tumbled over and
he just falls splat.
No, but obviously, he'd be all right. Carson
Carson had a real rough night.
And like I said, I like Carson. He's a great guy, great quarterback. Don't get that game wrong. Like, he's still a great quarterback, but it's you got to play, you got to play at the level that they're at, you know what I mean? So
I understand 100%. I don't know. We have gone in this segment alone. We started off NBA, we went NFL, we went NBA, and then Brad realized he jumped back to the NBA and went back to the NFL. We're going to take a quick break, but real quick, who are your 2 guesses on our sports trivia question?
This is a total guess. I didn't
you looked it up. Yeah, he looked it up.
Joe Montana or Montana as in, and Joe Namath. So those are my two guests.
Brad?
I'm gonna agree with him.
Both y'all cheated. I'm never gonna give you time to look it up again.
I did nothing. I have not touched that keyboard.
I don't know how to work this thing. So
I'm sure you don't. Okay, it's 12:47. We'll be back. You're listening to the Matt Wallen Show. And welcome back to the Matt Wallen Show. And we are in our last block real quick. And I just reminded me at break, this is your show. There's a reason it's called the Matt Wallen Show. Thank you, Ike, for that. Even though he and Brad are the real deal over there, I'll give them credit. They do a lot for us. But real quick, let's rant real quick. Why do you fire Blatt? Why?
I guess it's what LeBron wanted. I mean, that's going to be a big topic of, is LeBron really running the show? I mean, I don't see how you fire the guy when you're leading the conference, in games. Yeah, you got embarrassed by the Warriors, but that's one game. You don't win trophies in January. And just come back, try to do better next time. But I was really disappointed that it happened. I never really thought Blatt was the right guy, but at the same time, you gotta let him, do his best, give him the opportunity. And a good question, guys, is he still going to coach the All-Star game? I mean, or are they going to give that to Lou?
I think it needs to go to Blatt, but I just don't understand it. I mean, you have a coach. That's a pretty good NBA record. Year 1. Goes to the conference finals. Actually goes wins the conference finals, goes to the NBA finals.
And you win 2 games.
You win 2 games.
You win 2 games without Irving and Love.
Well, at the end of the day, they want to win a championship. For some reason, Cleveland has in their mind, it's championship or bust. I understand, because they have LeBron. They had no one on that team. And I understand this move had to be LeBron. It had to be LeBron's move to make.
It had to be. I mean, and not only LeBron, I guess, the whole team. I guess in the locker room, they weren't, really feeling Blatt, so he has to go. I mean, and if LeBron wanted Blatt to stay, he'd beat him. So
at the end of the day, I agree with that statement.
So obviously, LeBron's just like, all right, man, see ya. Good luck. I thought it was hilarious last night how they lost to the Bulls and the Cavs fans were booing the Cavs. I thought that was hilarious. I was like, yeah, that's kind of what you guys get. They came out all right, lose our coach now. Let's get out there and let's play. They get, they get beat by the Bulls and, I just thought that was really funny. But yeah, I personally, I think that the all-star coaches should be Luke Walton and Blatt. Now, people are going to say, why can't Lou and Steve Kerr? I mean, Steve. Yeah, this is Steve Kerr's team.
Steve doesn't deserve it. And Steve's a good guy. Don't get me wrong, but at the same time, he has not been coaching this team, and I understand why. You need to take the time, and you need to take care of your body. Yeah. You got to take care of yourself first.
It's not about Steve. It's about what Luke did while Steve was absent. Now, Steve could have done the exact same thing.
He probably would have.
He probably would have, but he did it, and Luke did. So, just give it to him. It's fine. It's the All-Star game. I mean, it's fine.
We're moving on. What do y'all think, real quick, tonight's game? How does it turn out?
I do think that the Spurs will win. I think Kawhi Leonard will showcase why he is one of the premier defenders in the league, and Pop has something up his sleeve. I know he does. Now, I'm not saying that they're going to, just demolish Golden State. It's going to be a great game. Steph is going to have a great night. I can see Draymond having a great night, but, I can also see LaMarcus Aldridge being a big factor since Tim Duncan is out for the night, too. So,
yeah, is the game in Golden State or something?
It is at Golden State.
At Golden State.
And this is the thing, I told Ike this earlier. It bothers me. How did NBA TV get this game?
Yeah.
This makes no sense.
Well, how did these teams not play each other before now?
I know.
None of the Thunder and Spurs have played, once? Yeah. And none of the other top 3 teams have played each other once until now? I mean, I don't know if we're making the schedule with computers or how that works, but we got to do something different,
Change it up a little bit.
Yeah, like if the top teams are playing, schedule them on Friday prime time or whenever, but something's got to be done.
Give the people what they want.
Give the people what they want. Oh, for my pick, I'm going to go ahead and say right now, I like the Spurs to win the championship this year, but I like the Warriors to win this game because I think they'll miss Tim Duncan a little bit. It's in Golden State, and I think I think Golden State feels like they have something to prove. They have a chip on their shoulder because everybody's saying, "Oh, well, you guys had to face all these injured teams in the playoffs." I think they'll win this game. I think the Cleveland game shows you that. They're trying to show, hey, we are the real deal, like Ike and Brad on U Central Radio.
Oh my! And I am the injured Cavaliers over here, I guess.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Well, Brad, have a good day. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, take care, guys. I'll see y'all Wednesday.
Wednesday, yes.
Okay.
We'll be here Wednesday.
All right.
See ya, Bradley.
Brad has to go to class right now. Real quick, as we wrap up the show, I take a quick look at what's trending in the sports world.
What's going on?
When Beeman did the segment, we called it the Bee's Knees on the shoot.
Bee's Knees. Jacob Beeman is a great guy.
He is. I'm gonna give you this segment, and you come up with a name for it.
I come up with a name for it. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Don't worry. You don't have to think of one now. But going forward, we'll think of one. But trending: Denver Police Department trolls Patriots during the AFC Championship game. Let me just go ahead and read this out for you. What happened? Denver Police Department tweeted out. When New England was trailing 17-9 at halftime, missing persons unit heading to Sports Authority Field to try and locate Patriots offense. Go Broncos. Thoughts?
Come on, guys. You guys are you're the law. Just be a little bit more. People are gonna be like, wow, it's funny. It is funny, but it was what they said.
My
it was
problem.
First half of
Yeah, it was at halftime.
Yeah.
That's my problem.
Yeah. What if the Patriots just ran over the Broncos after that? Then they would
Oh, it's a possibility.
Yeah. So yeah.
Okay.
Come on, guys.
Next thing, looking at Newton Cam Honors teammates on cleats in pregame. What'd you think about that? That looked pretty cool.
Awesome. Another factor that is just like, why? How can't you not like this guy? How can't you not like that? I have never seen that ever happen. Ever. All of his teammates' names on his cleats. That's pretty cool. That shows what type of leader he is. Showing that he can't do anything without these names right there. I love the guy. Love him.
Another one we saw, we don't have the soundbite, but Ronda Rousey hosted SNL this weekend.
I watched. I'm a fan of SNL.
Yeah, pretty good. Opening monologue was really funny, I thought.
Opening monologue was funny. Yeah,
They,
it was
or
okay.
not the opening monologue, excuse me, but how they open up the show before she comes on.
Oh, the president's
Tina Fey coming in being Sarah Palin, pretty funny. Although I think they could have done more with Tina than they did, in personal opinion. But Rhonda congratulating Holm. What'd you think?
I mean, obviously it was.
Let's give it up to her. Okay, that's enough.
Yeah,
I thought that was funny.
That was funny, but she needs to give it up to her.
Yeah, she needs to give it up to her.
She needs to give it up to her, but it's fine. The monologue was funny. She was okay. She was pretty funny. It wasn't the greatest, but it was funny. I liked it. But yeah, she needed to do that, and I thought that she was going to do that, and it happened. So yeah.
Yeah.
We'll
So,
say yeah.
okay, well, let's see. And then we talked about this earlier. This last thing we'll talk about.
What's that?
Panther fan gets too pumped, flies out of the stands after the pick
Eyes out of the
six.
stand, man. Good thing it wasn't a fall. Fall.
Yeah.
A far
Is there
fall.
anything that could happen to you that would make you fall out of the stands? Could you ever get too excited at a sporting event where you go flying? I understand losing balance and all that, but he went flying.
Yeah, I would do that if the Thunder or the Sooners win a championship. But
It might not be happening anytime soon, hopefully.
But it was just caught up in the moment. I bet you he regrets it. I bet you he won't do it again. It probably hurt a little bit, but he's famous now. Congratulations.
I wish Keithley would have got up and done what his Iverson did and stepped over him.
Oh,
that would have made my night.
But he couldn't do it. It's one of his fans.
It would have just been hilarious.
I would have been
though.
like, "Well, you all right, man? You all right?" But yeah, so
You're all right. Well, it has been a good show. We've enjoyed having you. Ike, have a good day, man.
I will. I will have a great day. You too.
You gonna be back Wednesday?
I will be back Wednesday.
The real deal, Ike Wilcox.
The real deal with
Real deal.
Ike and Bradley.
Oh. Man, they're already working on their spinoff for after I leave. Management might be calling me afterwards, so we've decided to go in a new direction. Well, thanks, guys, for joining us. We'll see you Wednesday. Be sure to follow the Matt Wallen Show on Twitter at @the_MW_show. Also, follow us on our website. If you ever miss it, it's not really a website, it's just a blog. The Matt Wallen Show at blogspot.com. Thank you guys. Have a good night, and hopefully we'll have a lot of stuff to talk about on Wednesday. See you then, guys.